Hello everyone. We are out here at Second Harvest Food Bank in Delaware County. We're here to meet with CEO Tim Kean to talk a little bit about Lambda Open and Second Harvest and how the two work together to help fight food insecurity in 8 counties in central Indiana that it serves. So first, tell me a little bit about what your position is with Second Harvest and what you do for Second Harvest.
Well, my position is I'm the president and CEO of the organization. I have been with the organization for 13 years, and my role as the president CEO is has a lot to do with the vision and mission of the organization, working with the staff we have to help address all the areas of community need that we're involved in. We have a wide variety of programming work that we do that is impactful in the 8 counties that we serve.
So you mentioned those 8 counties that you serve. What are those 8 counties that you serve?
Delaware County, Madison, Jay, Henry, Blackford, Randolph, Wabash. I think that's 8.
Yeah, sounds about right. So what, within these counties and these communities that you serve, what is the biggest need that you're seeing today within them that you guys assist them and help them with?
Well, the biggest need, or the probably the lowest hanging fruit in the work that we do, is food distribution. And so in the 8 counties, there's roughly 70,000 people who are food insecure that on a daily or a weekly basis may need some food assistance of some sort. So our frontline programming is supplying church food pantries, soup kitchens, missions, the Salvation Armies in these various counties, getting food to them so they can in turn distribute it directly to the people who are in need. We also have a direct service program that we are engaged with in every county called the Tailgate Program. And that program is a little unique because that one we take a whole semi-load of food to one site. It's a public venue and it's a drive-through format. So people in need show up in their cars, line up in their cars, drive up to where the semi-truck is, volunteers put the food in the car and they simply drive away. It's a short time frame, it's high impact. We distribute about 35,000 pounds of food in about 2.5 hours to 800 to 1,100 families.
So tell me a little bit more about what Second Harvest does. Can you kind of walk me through like a day-to-day here? What do you guys all do to ultimately help people through these programs like you had just talked about?
Yeah, so I really kind of characterize it in different time frames. So there's a short term, there's a medium term, and there's a long term. The short term I just talked about, which was the food distribution, primary focus for us. The medium term is probably more working with families in the 3 to 5 year range, and that has to do with a program called Forward Steps. And Forward Steps is a program where we engage families that are highly motivated to make some changes in their life that will put them in a program that will walk with them in developmental opportunities, whether it's improving their education, improving their soft skills, maybe financial literacy, all sorts of different kinds of trainings. They are paired with a group of allies that come alongside with them and work with them, helping them with various aspects along those lines. The long-term component is about our school food pantry program. And that program is really built around relationships development between the parents and the school staff. And so we do a food distribution in these schools, but it's really designed about relationship building between parents and school staffs that directly benefit the children. And the children, over the long haul, when these relationships are formed, begin to do way better in school. in terms of their behavior, in terms of their academics. And the long-term picture of it is when that child graduates, they are on track to have a sustainable lifestyle that breaks the cycle of poverty, that shortens the line of need. So it's kind of a long-term, it's an upstream approach to what we do, but it probably has the biggest impact in terms of changing the dynamics of what we do.
And we're talking a lot about these programs that you are doing to help people, but how is this need growing, and what is that current need? How many people currently are, utilizing Second Harvest, or are food insecure within these 8 counties that you guys help?
Yeah, well, roughly this year, it's currently 70,000 people, and the good news is the number's going down.
Mm-hmm.
So in about 7 or 8 years ago, that number was over 80,000. So in the last 7 or 8 years, it's dropped from 80 to 70, and I anticipate when a new report comes out in May of this year, the number's probably going to even drop more. And so we're trending in the right direction for what we want to see. And a lot of factors go into why that's happening. There's a lot more job opportunities for people now than there used to be. So coming out of the Great Recession, there were high unemployment. There was low opportunity for advancement within companies. And so that has begun to really turn around. So there's more job opportunities for people, and when there's more job opportunities, the level of need goes down because people find themselves more sustainable.
So how do you, there's still 70,000 people who are food insecure. That's not a small number at all. So how do events like the Lambda Open and people coming in and volunteering, how does that all help you guys in your mission to help these 70,000 people?
Yeah, well, it's a great question. In Delaware County alone, it's over 20,000 people that we're trying to reach with services. And so in terms of what benefit is the Lambda Open, it's a huge benefit. Every dollar that is raised in this effort through the Lambda Open will turn into enough food supply to people that's equivalent to 4 meals. So $1 equals 4 meals. So when you think about multiplying that by the thousands of dollars that this event's going to raise, it's a huge impact. So it's one of those things that when we can partner alongside organizations like Lambda Chi, it makes a big impact, and it impacts thousands of people. So it's tremendously important to what we do.
And it's not just Delaware County that these people and events like the Lambda Open impact. It's all 8 of them, and it really makes a difference.
You bet.
Throughout all of them, right?
That's right.
So how would Second Harvest, what would happen to these people if Second Harvest didn't exist? And I guess on the flip side of that too, what would happen to Second Harvest if we didn't have volunteers and events like the Lambda Open to come in and help Second Harvest? Would that impact you guys at all? Or
Well, it's huge. The volunteer piece, let's talk about that for a second. So we have a small staff of people. We have 20 people that work here. That includes all of our truck drivers, people that work in the warehouse, and our office staff. And so last year, we distributed almost 8 million pounds of food. You can't do that with 20 people.
Mm-hmm.
And so we rely very heavily on volunteers to come in and help us get this work done. So last year we had almost 4,000 people come here and generate, I can't tell you the number of hours that it was, but it's a huge number of hours of people that help us get the food prepared and sorted and packaged in order so we can get it distributed. So volunteers are really the key piece in this whole picture in terms of getting volumes of food out that we get in.
And if people wanted to get involved with Second Harvest and they wanted to learn more about it, or maybe they wanted to donate more, come in and volunteer, would they be able to do so?
You bet. We have what's called an open door policy for volunteering, and that means that we are always set up, already ready for anybody that comes in to volunteer. You don't have to call us, you don't have to announce you're coming. anytime between 9 and 4:30, Monday through Friday. You could walk in our door, and we have opportunities for you to plug into right now. So if you have 20 or 25 people, sure, we'd like a phone call, maybe you let us know. But we have a lot of times people coming in by themselves, 2, 3, 6 people. We're ready. And so people looking for that opportunity, doesn't make any difference to us if you can stay 1 hour or 4 hours or all day. We have some people who come here with a regular schedule. They have just built this into their regular schedule of their work or their time. Maybe they're a retired person, or some of them are, well, a lot of them are students. We have faculty. We have business organizations that come here. So it's made up, our volunteer base is made up of all sorts of groups of people, all ages, and it's necessary. Every volunteer we have is very appreciated.
I guess the one last thing I wanted to ask you about was, so people can come in, they have that open door policy. I know a lot of the brothers at Lambda Chi Alpha, they come up here quite a bit. What kind of work are they doing, and how is that benefiting the people that you guys serve?
Good question. So the kind of work that they do, a lot of the work is working in our warehouse. And so we're very much a perishable food warehouse. And by that I mean over half of the food we distribute is either refrigerated or it's frozen. And so in all of those almost 8 million pounds we distributed, about 30% of those were fresh produce. And so we get semi-loads of fresh produce in every week. And many of those truckloads come in great big boxes loose. And so we have to have volunteers that come in and take the product that's loose in the box, put it in a bag, inspect it for quality, make sure it's ready to go, that it can be distributed out to people. So it's a lot of hand work, hand sorting, and hand packaging.
And I just have one more question. We've talked a lot about Lambda Chi and volunteers and stuff coming in. What kind of an impact, if an impact at all, has Lambda Chi Alpha made on Second Harvest and the work that you guys do?
Tremendous. You know, the association we've had with Lambda Chi over several years now has really moved the needle in terms of the work that we're doing. I think as of this date, I think Lambda Chi has donated over $16,000 to our organization. So you do that math, and that's 60, 70,000 meals that has been provided from the efforts from Lambda Chi. So it's very impactful.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to add about anything that we've talked about, or the Lambda Open?
Well, I think that everybody should participate in the Lambda Open. I think it should be standing room only. I think people should be waiting in line in order to get out there and do some good things. So I hope we have great weather and looking forward to it.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.